You ever walked through a really, really thick fog? I mean, so thick you can barely see your own feet. You know your destination is out there, but all you can do is take that next step based on what you know, not what you see. That feeling right there, that's what we're talking about today. A faith that is surprisingly practical.
And that brings us to this huge question, right? It's one people have been asking forever. How can you be so sure about something you don't actually have yet? Something you literally cannot see? It sounds a little out there, but an ancient piece of writing, Hebrews chapter 11, gives us an incredibly down-to-earth way to think about it. All right, look at this. This isn't just some poetic line. It's more like a practical two-part formula. Seriously. The first part is the complete guarantee. That's all about having absolute certainty. The second part is the convincing proof, which is all about having evidence. So let's break down what certainty and evidence actually look like when you're not seeing anything yet.
So first up, let's talk about certainty. The best way to think about this is like having the title deed to a house. Long before you get the keys, before you've even picked out paint colors, you have that legal document in your hand. That paper is the guarantee. It proves you own the place. Faith works just like that. It's the title deed to the future you're hoping for. It's your legal claim, your assurance that it is already yours.
Okay, but what about that second part, the evidence of the unseen? I mean, how do you get proof of something that's invisible? Well, think about the wind. You can't see it, right? You can't grab it, but you see the evidence of it everywhere. The trees are swaying, the flag is waving. You feel it. The effects are undeniable proof that the wind is real. Faith is kind of the same thing. It's that conviction you get when you start to see the real-world effects of that invisible reality.
So, how do we actually do this? How do we put this into action? It's a pretty simple three-step cycle. First, you've got to name your hope. Get really specific. What is it you're hoping for? Second, find the guarantee. What's your title deed? What promise are you holding on to? And third, and this is where it all comes together, take a visible step. Do something, anything that lines up with the future you're aiming for.
And that third step is everything. We tend to think faith has to be this giant, heroic leap, but it's not. It's about this. One. It's built one small step at a time. One decision. One action. It's not about trying to pump yourself up with some big feeling. It's about taking one single practical step that says, I believe this is real.
So here it is. Here's the takeaway for today. Let's make this real right now. Pick one hope you have. Could be anything. For your career, a relationship, your health. Now, what is one small thing you can do today that you would do if that hope were already a reality? If you hope for a stronger body, maybe it's just going for that 10-minute walk. If you hope for reconciliation, maybe it's just writing down the words you want to say. Just one thing. When you look at it this way, faith stops being about passively waiting for something to happen. It becomes this active, creative force. You're taking something that's invisible, that hope, that conviction, and you're starting to build it into the real world with your actions. So the question for you isn't just, what do you believe? It's, what are you building? What invisible reality will you start making visible today?